Good evening from Southeast Asia. This will be episode, or for those of you who follow along, you know what the hell I'm doing here. Nobody else does. Online, no, it's not that. It's not a documentary. It's sure as hell not a comedy. Program, rerun, hearings, screening. Feature, it's a feature. Holy shit. All right, got it. I got to throw that list away because it's really screwing these up. Okay, good evening from Southeast Asia. This will be, oh hell, I don't know, episode number, volume number 267 of the alienanalprobe.com episodes. Okay. Yeah, for some reason, this thing, it derails me every single night. It's got to go. This list has got to go because it's just, I can't handle it for some reason. It's not working out for me. Oh, hell. Okay. All tapes are copyright 2023 by stockphotosworldwide.com. Okay. If you see these posted anywhere, they're not supposed to be. Tell us. We'll go sue them. We don't do it all the time, but we sure as hell done it enough. We've won every time. We'll send you a third, let's say a third of whatever we recover. Sometimes the rewards aren't quite big. We're tired of thieves. We're tired of copyright infringement. We're tired of trademark infringement. We're tired of snowflakes who do this shit primarily. Not all of them are snowflakes, but most of them are because they just think they're so goddamn fucking special. They can do anything they want because their mommies told them they could. Fuck them. Okay. Now, last tape, we told you that one of our RSS feed people had a new feature where they were, just with a check mark, they were allowing us to do the normal upload to the RSS, but they would also, send it along to YouTube. Everybody knows we hate, loathe, and detest YouTube. We do not trust them as far as we could throw Mars. I'm not going to rant on them. We elected to go ahead and let that happen because we were told that those episodes would not go on to our normal YouTube channel. We didn't want them there because we know we're going to have trouble with YouTube. We just know it. Everybody does. I think every single person who's ever done anything on YouTube has had trouble with YouTube. It's just a given. And knowing that we would eventually have trouble with YouTube, we didn't want these episodes on our normal YouTube channel. We want that for other stuff. Turns out YouTube sent them to our channel. So that's it. No more going to YouTube. At the first hint of trouble, we'll jerk the whole damn thing. YouTube can just go fuck itself up the ass because nothing ever goes smoothly or correctly or fairly with YouTube. It never has. It never will. Suck it up. That's the way it is. Okay. So there you go. Okay. Now, people have wondered why we don't do all kinds of stuff on all kinds of social media. Well, because it's fucked. It's fucked. You got to remember the lady on wherever it was, I think Facebook, she made a comment to her friend. And the comment was, quote, verbatim, all men are ugly. Well, they are. What the hell? It's a statement of fact. That's how I find them. They're ugly. What the fuck are they? Fucking reptiles, I hate them. Women are not ugly. Men are ugly. Okay. Now, if I just said that on Facebook, I'd get banned because she did. She said it one time to one friend, and she got banned. Okay, you can Google it. It was a famous case. I don't know why it's famous because there's about 100 or 200,000 cases like that every single day. But anyway, hers went viral, and I even wrote about it. Okay, I made the comment one time that the people I had lived with, the Chinese people I had lived around, Chinese neighborhoods, tended to be, wait for it, because this is dirty. Well, they are. Statement of fact. When I was a little kid, my dad used to take me onto various ships in the harbor, freighters, cargo ships. All of them were normal-looking ships, they're ships. Except the Chinese. The Chinese ships were piled with rotting garbage. Everywhere. In the companionways, in the wheelhouse, on the decks, in the staterooms, they were floating, steaming garbage fucking bins. Sorry. It's the way it is. Anyway, I got banned for that comment. And that launched me into a project that cost Facebook probably a few 100,000 users. Maybe more than that. Maybe a lot more than that. Anyway, I'm going to tell you a story. Just to round this off. I know a guy. He was on Facebook. He found a cool-looking NASA video on Facebook, and he shared it. And he asked people in the comment section what they thought about the video. People commented that they thought it was a video of a UFO. Well, in fact, it was a UFO. Fact. That's a fact. UFO means unidentified. Okay? Doesn't mean it's full of aliens. It just... Okay, anyway. He never said a word about it being a UFO or a flying saucer or anything else. He just shared the video that was already existing and asked people what they thought of it. And people commented, other people, not him, people commented and said they thought it was a UFO or, flying saucer, whatever. He had simply asked people for their personal opinion, not leading them in any way at all. Facebook. You want to know how fucking crazy this world has gotten, especially social media? Facebook took down the video, flagged it as disinformation, and gave him a warning about going against community standards. I don't have words for that. That just makes your brain explode like those little guys in Mars Attacks, You're just, it's so illogical, so stupid, so mentally retarded, so clinically insane. What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that? It's horseshit. I'm waiting for the day. I think it'll happen. I think these people are this mentally retarded. And I don't mean that as a put down. I mean it as a fact. I think these people administrating social media are so retarded, that eventually we're going to see the day when somebody makes a comment and they say, man, the sky was a beautiful blue today. Bam. Banned. Account terminated. For what? Nobody knows. Nobody will ever know. The person who flagged it and banned the account probably doesn't even know. We're looking at... It's a brain disease. I've said this many, many times before. It's a brain disease. It's invading... I thought it was just the U.S. No, it's not just the U.S. I've traveled... Well, I've been around the world 2.5 times now. I see it in every country. every country. It's a brain disease taking over the human brain. It's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. You know, you're not even going to know when your brain has been hijacked. You're not even going to know it. You're going to think you're going on, you know, everything's hunky-dory, you're acting normal. No, you're acting like a fucktard. And you don't know it because your brain has been poisoned or it's harboring a virus or something. The stupidity is at a level that's inexplicable now. I mean, really, truly, I'm serious. I'm dead serious about this. We need to start dissecting brains to figure out what in God's name is making people go woke and stupid and crazy, because there's all three of those words mean the same thing. I'm scared. I'm scared. I mean, in the city I'm in right now, we have signs put up by the city. I've mentioned this before. We have signs, professionally made signs, driven into the ground in the parks. And they say, you got to brace yourself for this one. These are parks full of cats, and people feed them a lot. And they're fat, and they're healthy, and they're happy, and they're friendly. People love them, and they love the people. Okay, the signs say, do not feed the cats because they need, no, I screwed it up. I'm sorry. Do not pet the cats because they need their privacy. Do not pet the cats. Okay, so you're sitting there in the park, nice sunny day. You got a little picnic going on. A couple of cats come over, they plop into your lap. Meow, 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 scratching my belly. Not supposed to touch him. I believe it's a finable offense. I'm not positive about that. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. In this same community, the city has put up signs, huge signs, I don't know, like 4 by 5 feet or something, huge professional signs. And they say, this area is camera friendly. And they get a picture of a DSLR camera on the sign. And these signs are around everywhere. A couple of months ago, I had a small compact DSLR with a teeny tiny little kit lens, just a piece of shit, just a walking around camera. You know, somebody steals it, you don't care. And I saw a nice little area, about 1/8 of an acre with some terraced grass. Nobody in it, nobody around, no business signs, nobody around, just a little grassy area. And I thought, man, that might make kind of a cool, relaxing background desktop on my desktop. And I snapped one picture, turned the camera off, started to walk away. And I heard bump, 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 bump behind me. It was a guard, city hired guard. And he ran up behind me, made a grab for my camera. I jerked it away. And he said, the name of the place we're in here is BGC. And he starts yelling, no pictures, BGC, no pictures, BGC. He was probably 10 or 12 feet from one of their big signs that says, this is a BGC is camera friendly. I took it to the city government. They knocked him down. They chastised him very greatly. But this brain disease has invaded people in all kinds of weird ass ways. There are numerous stories. These guards have gotten the idea that cameras are evil. I guess like the old West Indians, you know, they think that people are going to steal their souls. I don't know what the fuck they think. It's a brain disease eating away at their fucking neural connections. There are lots of stories, and I've quoted them on websites, of these guards. They'll stand on a corner and they'll watch a traffic go by. They'll see a delivery motorbike rider, and he's got his helmet on. He's got a little GoPro on top of his helmet, so that if he has a wreck, he can document it if he gets hit. I started doing that in about 1998. Plenty of stories where they have run out into the intersection, stopped these guys, demanded that they take off the GoPros from their helmets right then. And in a few cases, there have been physical altercations where they have grabbed the GoPros and tried to rip them off the top of their helmets. I did a website about it, and I said, what are you going to do about all these cars that have built-in cameras? You know, with half the cars on the road have those. What are you going to do? You're going to stop every goddamn car. People don't even know where those cameras are half the time. They're up under the grill somewhere. And you're going to demand that people rip those out? What? And you're going to do this right next to the big city signs that say photography is A-OK here? It's a brain disease. I'm telling you, we're so far beyond. It used to be you could kind of sort of say, well, you know, maybe there's some explanation. It's a bad explanation, but, you know, maybe they were thinking this when they made that rule, or that when they made that rule. But we're beyond that now. There's nothing you can even remotely abstractly trace back to find what somebody was thinking when they made a rule. It's insanity. It's clinical insanity. Clinical insanity. I think it can be diagnosed as such. And it's around the world. Go watch, if you really want to be terrified, go watch some of the YouTube series called Audit the Auditors. You can see what the U.S. is going through with their police forces all over the U.S. It's insane. I wish I had another word for it. I don't. It's insane. I wish I had a stronger word than insane. It's not even evil, because evil is calculated to do harm. These people are so fucking stupid they can't even calculate. It's just random goddamn fucking shit inside their brains. It's a brain disease. Anyway, that's why we don't do anything seriously on any social media. People keep saying, man, you could get a lot more traffic. Well, I don't care. We're not making money. We're not trying to make money. This was never about making money. It's about just having fun. So if people like them, you know, they can share them through email or whatever they want. We did leave a smattering of them on YouTube, just a smattering, so that when YouTube pisses us off again, it'll only take 4 seconds to delete them all instead of 2 minutes. You know, that's okay. That's my rant. I got lots more rants. Okay, now, before we get to the aliens, our first one will be South Africa, 1914. Something's been bugging me for a really long time, and I think it bugs everybody. Anybody who thinks has to be bugged by this. Okay. I didn't make a list of these creepazoid things, but you got your Bigfoots. You got your chupacabras. I want a pet chupacabra. I'm sorry, I do. I just muzzle him, you know. Like a pit bull. They're like pit bulls on steroids. Okay. I want a chupacabra. Anyway, you got Bigfoots, you got chupacabras, you got Spring-Heeled Jack, you got Mothman, you got, what else you got? Well, you got mermaids and mermins. And what else? You got all kinds of goddamn creepy, crazy goddamn shit that people swear that they saw. And it's pretty easy to dismiss if there's only 100,000 reports, you know. You think, oh, well, they're all drunk. They all saw a bear, you know, whatever the fuck. You get 2, 3, 4, 500,000 reports, and then you start thinking, really? Bigfoot, really? You know. And then you start thinking, okay, let's say, I don't believe in Bigfoot. I've never studied him. I'm sorry, I don't. I believe in all kinds of other crazy goddamn shit, but I don't believe in big feats. I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just saying I ain't there. I ain't on board. Sometimes ain't really works. I like it sometimes. Like, fuck. That really works sometimes. I try to, squeeze it in every place it could even remotely possibly work. I'm just trying to think how I could put ain't and fuck in the same sentence. I can't think of a way. I'll come up with something later. It really piss people off, because that's what we're about here. Okay. You get all these creepy things that people keep saying they're seeing. Let's just take Bigfoot. Let's say, just for the sake of argument, let's say Bigfoot is real. He's really, really, really fucking real. He exists. Lots of them out there running around doing God knows what in the woods somewhere. In the mountains. Somewhere. Doing something. Let's say they exist. Okay. Why has no one ever found the bones? No one has ever found the scalp. No one has ever found the hair that has positively traced back to an unknown animal. I've read all the DNA reports. I'm not aware of one single analysis that says it's anything but a fucking bear or a coyote or something, old gray-haired hippie, what the hell? Nobody's ever shot one. Nobody's got a clear picture of one. Okay, so if we accept that they exist, and we also accept that nobody's ever caught one, shot one, been probed by one, got their hair, got their poop, got their pee-pee, got the, okay, then there's got to be an explanation for those two things because they don't add up. One thing does not add up with the other. What could that be? What could be the explanation? They're invisible? No. I've never heard any reports of people saying, oh man, I'm Bigfoot materialized right there in the trail, and then he dematerialized. I never heard reports like that. They walk somewhere and then they walk away. Okay, I don't think they're interdimensional. How can they not be getting shot? Found and filmed by... There's game cameras everywhere now. How are they getting away with this shit? Okay. And I know all these other creepy other things too. The mermaids and the mermen and the chupacabras and all that fucking shit. And the Loch Ness monster, and every other kind of goddamn monster thing in every lake. And only way that my little brain can come up with, and I'm sure it's just completely ridiculous, but it's the only thing I've got. Let's say somewhere all of this shit exists. Well, maybe not Spring Hill Jack. Fuck that was. Anyway, let's say all this shit exists, okay? And it's never been caught, shot, nothing. Here's the only theory that I can come up with. And it is out there. It's reaching. Let's say the aliens, if they even exist. Let's say the aliens, okay? Now we're oh God, we're reaching out there. We're out in way beyond Pluto, extrapolated that far. Let's say the aliens bopped around the cosmos and they taken on board all kinds of critters from various planets. And they got like zoos in space. Fucking shit like that. They got motherships that are 30 miles long, okay? And they got zoos and shit like that, okay? Oh God, this is as far as I have ever reached, and I don't even believe it. I'm just saying this is the only thing I got. I'm just saying it because it's the only thing I've got. Let's say these creatures. We'll just take the big foot as an example. Let's say they get really, really tired of that confined little habitat on the mothership out there on the dark side of the moon. Let's say it's just too small, just nothing. They were born to fucking roam, And the aliens, they study him and they watch him and they say, "Oh God, look at that one. Look at Bob. Look at Bob. He's like wilting. He can't even get a hard on anymore. His dorsal fin has fallen over to the side." No, that's whales. Yeah. He looks lackluster. I think he's gonna fucking kill himself. If he finds a sharp stick out there in that artificial habitat, he's gonna fucking off himself. I know it. I know it. Look at Bob. Look at. And the other aliens, they look and they say, "Oh God damn it! Ah shit! I think you're right. I think he's circling the drain there. We got to get him into some natural habitat. Really, really post haste pretty quickly." And one of the aliens, they say, "Oh man, I know a place. It's got a lot of trees and shit like that. And we'll take him to Earth. We'll drop him off. They can do, like vacations, a week in the bush, a month, whatever, however much they need." And then another alien says, "Oh, fuck, no, not Earth. Oh, God, the people are fucking crazy. They're just crazy motherfuckers. They'll kill them. And eat them or something, they're crazy fucks. You can't put them down there. You can't put Bob down there. He won't last 2 days, There's hunters every goddamn place. There's hardly any goddamn animals left, They fucking killed them all." And other aliens say, "Yeah, God dang it. Shit, yeah, we didn't really think about that. That's right. Those fuckers. Man, they're crazy. And they all got guns. Jesus, they all got 23 guns. 400 rounds in a clip. Oh, fuck, they'll kill Bob. They'll kill him." Okay, so the other aliens, they say, "Well, I don't know what the hell, because Bob's got to get out. He's been cooped up here way too long, and he stopped breeding 2 years ago. He doesn't even fucking jerk off anymore. He just doesn't care." And so they have a little meeting, a little powwow, and they say, okay, here we go. Here, we got it. We're going to solve this. Okay. We put a tracker up Bob's ass. Okay. Put a tracker up there. We knock him out. We shoved that tracker up there. It's pretty big, it's the size of like a cantaloupe. So we got to knock him out, shove that up his ass, Make sure it stays in there, That's the tracker for Bob. And then we drop him off. Let's say Mount Shasta, California. That's a good fucking place because I don't know, Bigfoot's like that kind of place. We'll just drop him off Mount Shasta and we'll say, "Okay, Bob, now listen carefully, Bob." Yeah. Because he talks like Chupacabra, I mean, like Chewbacca. And the aliens say, "Okay, Bob, we're going to drop you off down there." And already he's hopping around like a goddamn chimpanzee, And we're going to give you 2 weeks. Do whatever the fuck you want. 2 weeks. But if you happen to encounter any humans, number one, you got to realize they're going to try to kill you first. But you can't kill them. That's job one. You can't kill them. Can't kill them. And then Bob's like, "Oh, fuck, is it even worth going down there? Son of a bitch, I thought it was going to be a fun day, And they said, "Well, take it or leave it, Bob. What do you want?" And Bob says, "Okay, oh, fuck, I'll try really hard not to kill fucking humans. God, I hate them, but I'll try." And the aliens say, "Okay, Bob, here's what we're going to do. You got this tracker up your ass. I mean, you felt that, right?" And Bob's like, "Oh, fuck, I thought I just had to take a shit and I couldn't." Oh my God, fucking, what the hell? You shoved that up my ass? Jesus Christ, that's fucking huge. And the aliens are, yeah. Well, it's got a lot of circuitry in there, you know, it's got to be big. And, you know, just, you know, you guys only shit every 2 weeks anyway. So, you know, you get done down there, you're tired, we'll pick you up. We'll pluck that turkey out, then you can crap, you know. Fill that wheelbarrow over there, Bob, you know, do what you want. And Bob says, okay. But we're gonna talk to you through this tracker. And what we're going to do is we're going to hover around up here. We got cloaking modes, and we're in the clouds and all that shit. Nobody can see us. We're just going to hover around up here for the 2 weeks that you're down there wandering around. Okay? And we can see every living creature. Look at this screen here, Bob. Look, here's a fucking map. You see that little mark? See the light? See the green one? See the blue one? That's every living creature down there in a 100 square mile area. Okay? And the blue ones are the humans, and the red ones are the mountain lions, and the green ones are the bears. You can kill them. You can eat those fuckers. We don't care. Do whatever you want. Just don't leave any signs, you know. And so when we see the humans going into your area, or you're going into their area, we're going to tell you, Bob, we're going to say, 4,000 yards, dead ahead. Human, go the other way, Bob. Other way. And Bob's like, okay, yeah, okay. 90-degree right turn, Bob. Okay. And if one of them dies, natural causes, or offs himself, or whatever, that tracker thing up his ass is going to tell the aliens that, yep, Bob's dead. Bob's fucking dead. He's right there. There's the coordinates. Go get him, because we don't want the goddamn humans finding him, you know. Fucking hell, that'll fuck everything up. Go get him. So they go down there and they pick up Bob's, 600-pound body, and I don't know, they levitate it up or some goddamn thing, and they fly away. I don't know what they do. They, probably shoot it into the sun or something like that, so there's no traces. I don't know. That's the only way. Some harebrained goddamn thing like that is the only possible way that we don't have proof positive of Bigfoot. It's got to be some kind of a scheme where the aliens are protecting them. And there are all kinds of other creatures that people say they've sighted. Loch Ness Monster, I don't know. I don't know if it existed or not. But if it ever did, then how can it not be found? There's a lake in Canada, I can't remember the province, Lake Champlain, I believe. Sightings of some kind of a serpent goddamn thing up there for decades and decades and decades. You read these reports, you look at the interviews, and you're thinking, oh yeah, well, you took a little acid, you just got some mushrooms, you pretty easy to explain it away. But occasionally there are witness reports and interviews that just penetrate into your soul, and you would stake your life on the notion that what they're saying is true. I saw one such interview with a woman and a family on a boat, Lake Champlain, talking about the big serpent thing came up behind their boat. They had the goddamn ring of truth to it. So out of all the reports of that thing in Lake Champlain, that's the only one that I saw that just struck me as though it was the ring of truth. I saw one interview with one man in Alaska who'd been in the woods his whole life, in that area, whole life, made a living there as a guide. And he talked about an encounter where he saw a Bigfoot clearly, daylight, clearly moving around. It's doing this, it's doing that. And that was the only interview I've seen with any Bigfoot witness I had to say, son of a bitch. It just struck home. It just struck pay dirt in my soul. So that's my theory about all this crap that people report and report and report and report. And yet they never find a trace, Nobody's got a scale from a fucking mermaid, And yet the seemingly credible reports are just everywhere, going back hundreds and hundreds of years. Okay, nobody has seen a glowing pink dolphin that has 2 legs and does a jig up and down the beach while whistling Dixie. Nobody's seen that. If this was all wild imaginings, then those imaginings would cover the gamut of crazy shit. But they don't. There's pretty much a set number of creepazoids that people just see again and again and again and again and again, and new stuff does not really come up. So that's the only thing I got for how this can happen, is that the aliens have got a collection of these creatures for whatever reason, for research, to preserve their species, or to transplant them onto other planets, or something. And they're hauling around for some unknowable reason. And at times they simply have to get down to whatever planet and fuck around in some kind of a native habitat. And so the aliens oblige them, and they protect them, and they make sure that we never find anything from them. So that's it. That's all I got on that whole subject. I don't believe in these creatures, really. I'm just, but the number of sightings and the apparent authenticity of a pretty good percentage of sightings of this stuff, you can't just ignore it anymore. You can't totally ignore it. I have my whole life. I've ignored it my whole life. But it's getting to the point, we got more and more people in the world. We got more and more people out there. We got more and more people with cameras. And they're seeing shit they believe. They only seem to get, like the Bigfoot, they only get horrible, blurry, dark, fucking crap pictures. There was that one years and years ago where there was a supposed Bigfoot walking, from left to right, I believe, across a frame while somebody's, it kind of a logged off area. I can't remember where that was supposed to be. Maybe Washington State, I'm not sure. Maybe Oregon, I don't know. Doesn't matter. And everybody went gaga over that thing. And amazingly, even all these decades later, they still are. Well, there was a guy came out, and he said him and his friend had done that as a joke, showed him the suit, recreated it, looked just like the film, and that guy had the ring of truth, that he faked it. And that was case closed for me on the Bigfoot. But, the sightings just keep mounting up. They won't stop. There are lots of groups that go out there, and Bigfoot hunters, and oh god, every twig that breaks in the fucking forest, oh my god, it's a Bigfoot, he's trying to signal us. Oh fuck. Okay. Probably not. I logged for years and years and years, both on foot and by helicopter. And I never saw no Bigfoots. I never saw traces. I did hear some shit one time, and I covered that in another tape. A long time ago, I covered that. It wasn't any animal that I knew of at the time, and I have since listened to hundreds of recordings of animals that live in that region. And it didn't sound like anything that's ever been recorded. So I don't know what the hell it was. But I was out logging and heard that. Didn't see anything because I was scared to go look. I did. I was the last one out of the woods. It was dusk. And I just said, nope, not going. Cowardly piece of shit. Okay. So, anyway. I don't know. All right. Everybody knows. Now we're going to get on to the stuff we're supposed to be doing. How much time have we pissed away already? Oh my God, no. Oh, hell. Lie. This is really irresponsible. Jeez, 41 minutes into this thing. We haven't covered any aliens. Okay, well, let's do it now. We started out with 9,400 cases of reports, tall tales, drunken ramblings of aliens doing shit to people. Heinous shit sometimes. Now we're down to 8,000 cases. For every case that was positively bullshit, we just deleted it. For every case that might have possibly been sounding a little bit credible, we took a little pinch of sand, put it in an 8-gallon bucket. Picture of it on the website, alienanalprobe.com. And if the bucket is ever full of those little pinches to overflowing, then we got to say, okay, it's ridiculous. Now it's at the point of, beyond ludicrousness. Now we believe in aliens. Okay. Right now we're at 90.4%. 90.4% full after 1,400 cases. And we got 8,000 cases left to go. So do the math quickly. Okay, so what we're doing. And we're going to start with the really old one. We've cleared away everything pre-1900. We went back 3,000 years in the beginning. Now we're up to 1914. I don't like the old ones, but as we get into more modern times, they get less odious. Okay, Greytown, South Africa, September 1914 times evening. A farmer encountered a machine resembling a biplane while walking home across the veldt. Okay, now these are cold reads for me. Nearby were two pilots paling water from a stream. There were few, if any, viable planes in the country at that time. Well, it doesn't mean there wasn't one. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck and smells like a duck and tastes like a duck, probably a motherfucking duck. He said it resembles a biplane. It's got two guys getting water. Why would they be getting water? I wonder, in the really old days, were some of those engines water cooled? Maybe they had a leak and they had to get more. I think some of them were. I'm not positive. Okay, I don't know what this is doing in here. I do know what it's doing in here. We have to cover every single thing, no matter how ridiculous. And to me, this is ridiculous. There ain't no aliens. Okay, bye-bye. Oh, God, this is a Russian report. I can't do Russia and old at the same time. No. It just gives me too much of a headache. Okay, here's a really, oh, God, it's Russia, but at least it's 1978. Okay. Here's another name without any goddamn vowels. And I'm not going to attempt it. It's Russia. January 10th or 15th, 1978 times 2200 or 10 o'clock at night. Student Vladimir Sergeyevich. Oh, God, there's another name. I don't care. It's Vladimir. Okay. I don't care what his fucking name is. We're not going to find him anyway. Student Vladimir was vacationing in the city, visiting his parents. They confuse on with in. Okay. On a clear moon evening, he went outside the house to get some fresh air. Okay. Plausible so far, Nothing really too outlandish has happened yet, has it? Yeah, that's gonna. Suddenly he noticed strange people in his yard. Okay, get the Glock, rack around. What do you want, motherfucker? Is you a lucky punk? He approached them, asking them angrily, what are you doing in here? And I bet they nailed him with a goddamn ray gun. When he did see their faces, he realized that These were very unusual people. Oh, fuck. Oh, gee. Yeah, screwed that pooch now, didn't you there, Vladimir? You stupid fuck. Their faces were covered by some kind of lattice, forming an intricate ornament. What in the hell does that mean? Their faces were covered by some kind of lattice. Lattice. That's it. I mean, I know what a lattice is. Forming an intricate. Okay, I can see forming an intricate something, but it says ornament. What for looks? Ornament means to me for looks. So they're trying to be pretty by covering their faces with some. What the hell? The faces were not visible behind the smooth fabric, but their chins were clearly visible. What in God's name? One thing I will say about the Russians is they're not very imaginative. So, they're really bad at making shit up. Well, so far he's really bad at making up this story. So, okay, the figures were slim and well built. Their height was about 1.8 meters. Okay, one of them was apparently a woman, since he could see long hair protruding from the hood cowl, descending to the middle of the back. Okay, why would aliens from another goddamn star system, 100,000 years advanced from us, why would their cultural norm be that the women have long hair and the men have short hair? That's just bizarre. I mean, that doesn't even fit with all the cultures on Earth, let alone Zeta Reticuli. I used to call it Zeta Reticuli, and somebody much smarter than me corrected me, so I sort of interchangeably switched back and forth. Okay, so that's hurting its credibility right there, because I don't know. He doesn't say it is a woman. He just says it looks like a woman. Fucking hell. I mean, I'm kind of surprised they would even have hair, for Christ's sake. Slimy tentacles or something, maybe, but they were all in tight-fitting suits without buttons or visible seams. Okay, we've covered this so many times, I'm sick of talking about it. Tight-fitting suits are, I don't know, that's like 60 or 70% of all the alien suits all around the world going back 1,000, 2,000 years. Tight-fitting. They're usually silver. They're almost always tight-fitting. And I remember there was a couple of guys who got accosted by some aliens somewhere, and they made the report later, and the interviewer said, well, how tight is tight? For God's sake, how tight? Like spandex? And the guy said, no. Spandex got nothing on this shit. And they said, think body condom. They're like dressed in big old condoms. And they said they could see shit that they didn't ever want to see, and they couldn't ever unsee, and they didn't want to think about it anymore. So that's tight. That's tight. All right. I don't know what people who, these bicyclists, they wear the spandex. Is that really cool to walk around in that shit? I've never had it. I've never tried it. The material was shiny like polished titanium. Okay, well then it is silverish. Oh my God. Behind a nearby heap of logs, there was a car-sized object which the aliens invited the witness to. Oh God, I think I remember this one. I mean, I have gone through all of these, but it's been 30 years for a lot of them. God, if this is the one I think it is, it's a cool one. It's a cool one. There's a lot of meat in here to try to digest. Okay. The material of the suit was shiny like polished titanium. Cool. Okay. Behind a nearby heap of logs, there was a car-sized object which the aliens invited the witness to. This machine had a transparent cupola on top, approximately 2 meters in diameter, 6 feet about, and 1.5 meters in height, so 4.5 feet. The darkish lower part was larger and jutted back behind the cupola, and the front section was shorter. Okay, it didn't have any particular meaning, but, it's a nice tip. The whole thing was round, like a saucer, I guess, with no sharp edges. They went inside and sat on seats. God, my kingdom for something like that flies. Jeez, God, left arm, right arm, you want them? Just, make a joystick I can move with my tongue. That's all I ask. They went inside and sat on seats. The seats were soft and comfortable. Inside, it was very spacious. The leader who invited the witness sat in front. The woman near him, he sat behind, and the third being close to him. The leader shut the door manually. This better not be written by who I'm afraid it was written by. There's a guy out of Ukraine, spent, I don't know how much of his life making up UFO stories, alien stories. And I think he was trying to sell them to Western ufologists. I don't know if he sold any or not. I hope not. But they're just outrageous, stupid, fucking goo-goo, da-da, fucking crap shit that make no sense. And he's a complete goddamn fraud as far as I'm concerned. He's in Canada now. I hope the bears eat him. I mean, really, I am sworn to kill him if I ever find him. I've sworn many, many times to kill him. Kill him. Murder. Homicide. My weapon would be a ping pong paddle, because it would take weeks and weeks and weeks to fucking do him in with that, and he deserves no less. He has really fucked up the ufology research movement by injecting this utter goddamn tripe into it. I hope it wasn't written by him. I'm not going to go down there. I'm going to go through it first, and we'll see what we think. And then at the end, we'll look and see if his name's on this. Okay, the leader shut the door manually. Okay, see, I like little tidbits like that. It just, it helps to flesh out the image. There was no audible sound of moving or click. Well, that's a nice little tidbit, too. After that, the white yellowish control panel started shining in front of him, consisting of transparent buttons approximately 15 by 30 millimeters each. They sat immobile for about 1 minute. He counted up to 9 rows of buttons with 25 buttons each. Okay, when people get really, really super detailed, I wonder, I'm trying to put myself in that place. Would I be counting the buttons? I don't think so. Somebody asked me later, I say, oh God, I don't know, there were quite a few rows and there was a bunch of buttons in each row. I don't fucking know. I was worried about being probed and eaten alive and shit like that, He did not notice them close an inner door, but he felt isolated from space. Well, he closed the hatch door, so why does there also have to be an inner door? That doesn't make any sense. Why would there be a double hatch? I don't know. The leader began pressing buttons on the panel. At this point, the witness noticed that he had 5 unusual fingers. No details on that. Okay, well, what's unusual about the fingers? Come on. The little vibrators on the end of them, or what? The machine started slowly ascending, simultaneously rotating around its axis. Okay, we used to do that in helicopters to clear ourselves, make sure we knew where all the obstacles were, if we even had room to do that, He saw houses, cars, and the road below him. At 40 meters, they stopped and faced west. The crew sat calmly without paying attention to the witness. Suddenly, what the hell was his name? Vladimir, right? Come on, where'd you have Vladimir? Suddenly, Vladimir felt a very sharp acceleration of the object and felt a strong vertical ascent. Okay. I don't know anything about alien propulsion systems, assuming aliens even exist. The little evidence that we seem to have suggests that they are powered by some sort of anti-gravity field. Whether it pulls the object or it pushes the object. Either way, the occupants aren't going to feel diddly squat. They're going to be sitting there at 1G or whatever G you dial in. That's all you're going to feel, no matter what you're doing. If you go from 0 to 100,000 miles an hour in 1 second, you're not going to feel anything at all. The gravity is going to be a constant. Now, we don't know if all UFO things propel themselves around that way. There are not a lot of reports where people say they felt acceleration. Out of the 9,400, there are not a lot. There's just a small handful where people say, yeah, I really hit the gas, throw me back in the seat or something like that. So the fact that he's saying he felt acceleration makes me worried. It makes me worried that this jackass wrote it. Okay. At this moment, the witness became frightened and thought he was being abducted. Okay. And here's where we come to the part where Earth people show their true colors. He punched the leader on the head with his fist. Fucking goddamn. The alien that's driving the thing. He's in the back seat behind the alien. He just hit him in the fucking head with his fist. Oh, yeah. His memory seemed to end at this point. They fucking nuked him. Somebody was sitting there. Okay, they got the guy in the back seat with him. The girl sitting next to him, or whatever the hell it is. The they, them, it, fucking we. Christ, who knows? She's sitting next to him, and then the other guy, he's sitting next to him or in back of him or something like that. And you can bet they had a goddamn ray gun trained on his goddamn liver this whole time because they're just waiting for him to do something exactly like this. And I bet they had already taken up half the tension on that trigger, I would. Move, motherfucker. Move one fucking hair. And you're getting it in the fucking spleen, I think as soon as he did this, the aliens just said, plan B, nuke him. His memory seemed to end. Yeah, no fucking shit. At this point, or he went unconscious. Well, either way, because he woke up. He next woke up lying on top of the heap of logs where he and the craft had originally sat. Yeah, they just said, okay, take him back. He's a reject. Take him back. Just go upside down. Go inverted. Open the hatch. Trip that little lever on the seatbelt. Bye-bye, Bob, Vladimir, whatever the fuck your name is. Don't call us, we'll call you. God, he could have had such a good time, Okay, so that's the story. Credibility or not. Before I look down, credibility or not. I've thought about this one for years and years and years. It's kind of stuck in my brain. And man, if there is any credibility to this thing, it's very, very slight. Oh man, I don't know what. Okay. If I had to score this thing right now, I would give him like half a grain of sand, okay, to go in the bucket. Half a grain. That's pretty small. Now, let's look for... No, he's not in there. This guy's name is Anton Anfilov, the Ukrainian piece of fucking dog shit. And he's not listed here. And he always makes sure that he is listed in anything he's involved in. So there wouldn't be anything by him that he's not listed, because he's very proud of his fucking nonsense. Okay, so half a grain of sand after all that. That's all they get, half a grain of sand. I want it to be true, because I'd like to think I can be out there fucking around playing with the dog, you know, and then the alien ship just comes and some girls and stuff, and they say, hey man, come on, let's go for a ride. And I say, yeah, I'm on board. Let's go. You gonna eat me? No, man, we don't do that anymore. No. Come on. You have a lot of fun, you know. And I'd say, okay, let's go. And I'd get in, and I wouldn't fucking punch anybody. Probably. If I was aliens and I was gonna pick up some dubious piece of shit like this, I'd duct tape his fucking hands down just like an airplane when you're acting up, you know. Gorilla brand duct tape is the best for that. And I've been told a lot of reports say that the aliens, they carry exactly that brand, Gorilla brand, because it's the best. And the glue is fucking good too, Gorilla glue. Oh, Jesus. It's really good stuff. Just remember, you gotta wet the surface, you know, before you use it. Okay. I never heard of the aliens using the glue, just the tape. I don't know if you can get it down here in Southeast Asia. I've never seen it. You could order it in from Amazon, you know. Good stuff. God dang it, it's good tape. It's the best duct tape there is. And it ain't duct tape. It ain't D-U-C-K. Fucking Jesus Christ, that drives me crazy. It wasn't made for ducks, okay? It was made for ducts. D-U-C-T, for ducting, like heating and air conditioning and shit like that is duct. It's duct tape. It ain't no fucking duct tape. God, it just drives me crazy. It's like people who run around saying etc. It's not fucking etc. God, slap you in the fucking mouth, you stupid moron. Come from the goddamn province, you know. Fuck you. Etc. Look at the fucking word. Sound it out, for Christ's sake, moron. Yeah, okay, anyway. Gorilla duct tape. I've only used one kind of it. I don't know if they make other kind. Anyway, half a grain of sand. That's it. I got a short one because I think we fucked around so long we're out of time. Yeah, we're over our time already. Holy shit. Okay, I see a name down here I like. Let's do this one. It's short, and it's Redding, California. Been there 10,000 times. Used to be a lovely little semi-mountain town. God, and now it's a fucking snake pit of junkies and crack guys and girls and whores and zombies, and it's a write-off. It's gone. If you ever went through there when you were a kid or something and you thought, God, I like that, I want to retire here someday. No, forget it. Give it up. Like everything else in America. Did you know that the number of people renouncing their U.S. citizenship hits a record every single year now? People just had enough. They can't find a way to fight the insanity. They just had it. They just crawl off into some part of the world like I have, and you know, just playing out the clock. I don't even make plans anymore. I just play out the clock. I'm just waiting for the grim R. You know, I got to deal with him. He's my bud. Talked to him before. I was dead 3 times. 3 times in my life. Dead. I didn't see nothing. I didn't see angels. Nope. Nothing at all. I think it's just really, really peaceful. Okay, the witness, Redding, California, January 14th, 1978, times night. The witness woke up in the middle of the night to see a strange entity standing near her bed. Okay, now turned south already. Everybody knows I do not like the ones where they say they were sleeping, and then they woke up and some horrible, amazing, impossible shit happens. Well, that's because they're just still dreaming, okay? And too many women, way too many women, they wake up in the middle of the night. And what do they see? Some fantasy guy thing, alien monster thing, standing next to their bed, slowly taking his clothing off. That's what they see usually, you know. That's not real. Well, it could be a rapist, you know. Could be Bill Cosby. He was in one of these episodes a long time ago, as a kid. It was described as having a flat head, large eyes, and a big nose. What is a flat head? What is a flat head? Like flat on the top? Flat head. Or what? Like a piece of shelving board? You know, it's only 1 inch thick from front to back. What the fuck is a flat head? Large eyes and a big nose. Whatever. If that's her fantasy, that's her fantasy. It appeared to extend its arms over her. Oh, the end. They do this all the fucking time. The end. That's it. That's all there is. Right when she was going to get probed. And then she just said, oh, that's all I remember. Son of a bitch. Okay, credibility for you, bitch. No. God. Okay, one more, because we did. I cheated you out of a lot of time. I'm sorry. So we're going to do one more. And this comes from Anlaby, Northumbershire, England. They got the craziest damn place names there. It's like a fairy tale land or something. And it's not even real places. Okay, so everybody knows I don't like reports out of England because of the language barrier. And we've gone through this 10,000 times, and the English have taken out a hit on me, quite a few of them, for just telling the truth. Just telling the truth. A long time ago, like, I don't know, 700-800 years ago, something like that, there was a bunch of us, what do you call them, Swahilians or Swahilis? I don't know, Eastern Africa, there was a Swahili. I think they're Swahilis, I'm not sure. And they spoke, what else? Swahili, okay? And they had a little bit of a rift grew between the main body of the Swahilis and another bunch of them, about 15-20% of them, and they sort of took sides, and the big group said, "Look, you fuckers, we don't like you anymore. Go, or we're going to kill you. We're going to kill you, and your cats also. We're going to fucking kill you." And after 50 years of bickering back and forth, the small group finally said, "Okay." And they hoofed it on over to Western Africa, and they tried to set up camp there. And they did. They were successful for, I don't know, like 100 years, something like that. And then the main group of Swahilis, they just sat back there and they just stewed about it. They knew those other fuckers were still over there in Western Africa. And then finally, they just said, that's enough. That's enough. We just can't take it anymore. Let's go kill them all. Let's just, fucking kill them all. And so they all got armed, and they put their forces together, and cooler heads prevailed as they were marching across Africa, the west side. And a few of them said, if we kill them all, probably a few of us are going to get hurt. So let's avoid that. Let's just tell them to get, G-I-T, get, just get. And if you don't, then we'll kill you. But if you get, then we're just going to let you go. And we don't care where you go, but you just go someplace where we can't fucking smell you anymore. And so the little group of Swahilis, they just said, okay. And they took off hoofing, and they went north. And they got up there to that little channel, They built some rafts and stuff like that. They went over to what's now Great Britain. And they fucked around there, and they tried to settle here, and people drove them out. They tried to settle there, and people drove them out. They tried to settle in Wales, and people drove them out. They went over to Snake Island, Ireland, and the people drove them out. And they went up to Scotland. The Scots just kicked their fucking ass. Just kicked them. My people, they just kicked their fucking ass, just kicked them. Just go, fuck you, F-O-K, fuck you. Okay, that's the Scots. And so these Swahilis, they could barely speak English at all. And they said, fuck, we don't know where else to go. This appears to be a goddamn island, we can't even get off it. And so they went to the center of the island, where they were as far as they could get from all the other people kicking on them. And they settled there. And all the people around, the Welsh and everybody around, the Irish, everybody, they just said, look, if you fucking stay there, you just stay there. This is history, for Christ's sake. This is, you can fucking Google this shit, you know? You just stay there, motherfuckers. And you don't come fucking around our place. We're not going to bother. We won't kill you, you know? And Swahili said, oh, okay. And so they settled in central UK, you know, and they, for whatever goddamn reason, they called it England. I don't know where the fuck that came from, you know. There's probably some bastardized word from Swahili means cow fucker, you know, something like that. I don't know what it meant in the original Swahili. Anyway, a little bit they learned English. It was still mixed very heavily with the Swahili. And, you know, the Americans went over a few times and tried to teach them English. And these Swahilis / English people, they just said, fuck you, you know, we know everything. You know, what the hell, you know, just go away. Just, you know, you can't teach us nothing. And the Americans finally agreed, yeah, we can't teach you anything. We don't want to. So you just keep on speaking that goddamn Swahili fucking bastardized shit, you know. Nobody can understand you. But, you know, it's up to you. And the Swahilis / English, they just said, okay, yeah, it's up to us, motherfuckers. The British. They started calling themselves British or some goddamn thing. And so that's how it is run all these centuries. They never really learned to speak English, despite everybody trying to teach them. They speak this fucking British goddamn shit. Nobody can understand it. Only they can understand it. No one else on the face of the earth can understand British. And the words are all messed up and discombobulated. You know, so anyway, whenever I've gone through years ago and I took all the ones from England and I translated them and retranscribed them back in here. But, you know, there were some glitches and some problems in there. We're going to run across words, you know, that we don't understand. And I can usually smooth those over because I studied Swahili. And I can make it pretty much understandable, you know. I mean, if the English were to speak this, Jesus fucking Christ, they can't even understand each other, for Christ's sake. They go to the next hood, they can't even talk to each other. Jesus Christ. But, you know, we sort of generalize it and we smooth it over enough that I can make it understandable to you. So I'm one of the few people on earth that can do this, can do an accurate translation from British to English. There's not a lot of people can do this. So I'm in high demand. I get paid a lot to do this. I get like, what is 3,400 an hour USD. Okay, 4 young men were playing in the local schoolyard when they heard a sharp whistling sound and looked up to see a round silvery object with windows. I think some Brit's going to get probed out of this. And changing colors, landing on the flat roof of the schoolhouse. Okay. How many people? 4 young men. Okay. 3 beings emerged from the object. They were described as small and wearing gold-colored suits. Not silver, gold. Oh, these are high class. And lacking any arms. Now, dang it, we heard this too many times. And I struggle with it every time. How can any humanoid thing get around and build rocket ships and hold on to girls and all kinds of stuff like that? How can they do this shit without having any arms? It doesn't make any sense. Tubes came from their backs and apparently were connected into the object. Okay, sounds like umbilicals. I was a hard hat diver for forever. As the witnesses, watched, the beings ran back into the object, which took off slowly. What did they do? They emerged. And then what? I guess they just looked around. Maybe they had to take a leak or something. Tubes. Okay, they just came out and the guys saw the tubes. And then as they're still gawking at these little turquoise things, the beings ran back into the object, which took off slowly. Well, something spooked them then. One of the witnesses saw through a hole in the bottom. Whoa. Oh, I don't remember this line. One of the witnesses This is why it's so, you got to go over these reports again and again and again, years and years apart, because you will see and notice different things and you will interpret things differently. And I do not remember this line at all. In fact, the whole last paragraph I don't remember. Usually when I get into report, I'll start to kind of remember it a little bit, but I don't remember this one at all. So they run back inside. The object takes off slowly. One of the witnesses saw through a hole in the bottom the beings apparently returning to some seats inside the craft. Isn't that fascinating? Fascinating line. Oops, get up. God damn it. Okay. There have been some number of reports, not a lot, there have been some number of reports where people have claimed that as something took off, they could look up under it and see some kinds of things up through some kind of a hole or opening or something in the center on the underside. Not all of them, only some, pretty rarely, but some. A couple of handfuls, I'm thinking, out of 9,400 reports. I like the line. It's cool. It's cool. I look for teeny little things like this that could possibly lend some tiny bit of credibility to a report. Okay, overall credibility for this thing. God, maybe. It's got some aspects from other cases. Quite a few aspects from other cases. Unless these guys had really been researching alien tales, and in '78 databases like this were not available, they would not know all of these things. They wouldn't know all of them. Maybe one, maybe two. They wouldn't know all of these things to be able to use to make up a report. I'd like to see polygraphs on these guys. Not now, because the memories get discombobulated over the years, but within a month after this happened, I would have loved to see the polygraphs on them. And the waterboarding. I can do that. I bet nobody even thought to do that, did they? That's how you get to the truth. You know, if there's any gray areas in the polygraph, you just do the waterboard. That drills right down to it. You're worried about your wife? You know, what was she doing last time she went out with, quote unquote, the girls, and she didn't get home till 4:30 in the morning, smelling like cologne, you know. Waterboard. Every household should have a special room. A little room in the back, you know. Waterboard. It's the gold standard of truth. I love it. Oh, it can damage people, you know. What the fuck? Not that much, you know. You know, they can still function, they can still go to work, they can still cook your meals. What the fuck? No big deal. You know, they're traumatized for life, but you know, if you could trust them, you wouldn't have to do it, okay? So it's their fault. All right, credibility or not? Yes, a little bit. I kind of like it. I hate to say it. I kind of like it. I'm giving them 5 grains. 5 grains? 5 grains? No. I'm giving them 15. 15 stinking grains. Sand into the bucket. Okay. Okay, so we're done. No. Are we still in the Titan 2? I don't know. I'm not sure. I gotta see what the background is. I don't know. Last episode, Franklin was out there swimming by because he wanted to inspect that hole. We're probably still in the Titan 2 tonight. That'd be like the last one. You can't overdo it, you know. We've been down in the fucking bottom 13,000 feet at the Titanic for like 4 or 5 days now, you know. I'm getting kind of tired of it. And the water's up to, you know, like my waist. You know, we have small malfunction on there. You'll see it. Well, you won't see it soon. You've been seeing it all through this whole goddamn thing. I just haven't put the background in yet. All right. Thank you very much. We're way over our time. I don't care. That's the beauty of not having to do anything commercial. It means you don't have to be professional. You just gloriously don't fucking care, you know? You just spout shit out. Somebody wants to listen. Okay, they don't. Okay. These were made originally for family and friends, you know? And now these are the new versions of the alienaNalprobe.com podcasts. The old versions were strictly for family and friends. They're gone. And now these are for family and friends or whoever else also. That's what we're doing. It's a really long one. Okay. Thank you very much and good evening. And where did she put the camera? That one? No. This one? Yes. Good night.